Hey guys, it's Heather. I wanted to make a video on the difference between anxiety and panic attacks because I know that not a lot of people know the difference, but there's a huge difference in the two. So I wrote some notes on this. Anxiety is nervousness, sweatiness. It's very short-lived. It is brought on by a stressor. So there has to be something happening that's causing this. It can be an everyday thing that you deal with, and for most people it is. And so it makes doing stuff that most people can do, like, it makes it super hard because you're just so nervous. It really does affect your everyday life. So really what it is an uneasy feeling. Okay, so here's the major difference. Anxiety is related to your prefrontal cortex. Okay, so that's here. This is where you do your planning and decision making and what controls your social behavior, which is why you have problems with it, because you can't manage your social behavior because you're so nervous. And it's thought related. It's thought provoked because you're just worrying and you're bringing it on for yourself. Now I have anxiety, and I have anxiety to the point where I am, honestly, I leave the house once a month, if that. If I can get out of leaving at all, I do. I'm not farting, that's my chair doing that. But I try to, it's just easier for me to stay home. I don't know how I got to this state of complete fear of the world, but I am here. So I understand anxiety. Panic attacks. A panic attack is not related to a stressor. It comes out of nowhere. You don't expect it. And what it feels like is that you are literally having a heart attack. If you've had a panic attack, I promise you have been to the emergency room thinking you're having a heart attack, because your heart pounds out of your chest and you're dizzy and you can't breathe right. And I mean, it's like being on a carousel. Like everything spins and you can't hardly walk, and you feel like you are gonna die. I remember the first time I ever had a panic attack, I was 18, I believe. And what I was doing isn't really cool, but it's something I did. I was smoking pot with my best friend, and it wasn't something that I did a lot, but just she did. But at that day, it just sounded like a good idea. Well, I smoked it, and it had something in it that wasn't supposed to be in it, and I literally fell down to the floor, like praying, because I really thought I was dying. And I was like, look, something's wrong with me, something's really wrong with me. And she's like, you're just high. And I'm like, I'm not just high, there's something really wrong with me. And of course she wasn't going to take me to the hospital. And I couldn't drive myself there because I couldn't even walk. But Anyway, so, you know, like, be careful about that kind of stuff. You don't know what's in drugs, or what's in pot. Anyway, so that was not the first time. I mean, that was the first time, but not the last. The next time, I was just sitting in my bedroom not doing anything. And the same feeling came over me. And what it is it's a huge release of adrenaline for no reason. And so it kicks off your fight or flight response. So it's like you're in incredible danger, but there's nothing causing it. The word I would put on it is absolute terror. That's what you feel. The hair on your skin rises. You feel detached from the world, like kind of like an out-of-body experience because you're so overwhelmed with it. The panic attack is related to your amygdala, so that's kind of where your third eye is, in that area, and that's where the fight or flight response is. Now, when a panic attack happens, the fear center within your amygdala is messed up. It's a malfunction of the defense mechanism within your brain, within your amygdala area. So, while I will say a panic attack is absolutely one of the worst things you can go through, it is hard to say which is worse, a panic attack or constant anxiety, because both control your life. I mean, anxiety controls your life every day, but the fear of having another panic attack is so horrifying that it's hard not to think about it, which then guess what adds to your anxiety. Okay, so that's all for this video. So it's good to know the difference between the two, because when people have one or the other, and you know, it's irritating when people run around saying, oh, I'm gonna have a panic attack, just because they don't understand what it is. To us that have them, it's a big deal. You know when you're having a panic attack. You can't just, oh, I'm gonna have a panic attack. That's not how it works. You have a panic attack, and it's sheer panic. And so, I don't know. I wanted to make that just because it's one thing that really gets on my nerves about the world, is using the wrong terms. It shouldn't matter, but it does. It's just annoying to me. Anyway, so I will see you guys later.